So what are some of the things that you're emphasizing this week leading up to NC State?
Just pretty much growing, getting a week better, making sure we're prepared, understand the game plan. They do some interesting things on defense, so we really have to have an understanding of what they're doing, what our plan is to attack it, and everybody really focus on concentrating and executing.
Are you seeing that intensity in practice as you want?
Yeah, yep.
What you guys gained by having Quick back this last week?
Speed and leadership. He's the experienced guy that we had back at the receiving corps. So it's really good to have him on the practice field. Running around, he always has a lot of energy. He has a bounce in his step. So it's really good to have him on the practice field. And then, in the game, he provides a lot of speed for us and the ability to make huge plays.
What was kind of your first reaction when you saw him go down against Auburn? Were you really concerned it could be a severe thing?
Oh, well, you're always concerned about your kids when they, go down and they don't jump right up, regardless of who it is. So, yeah, we were all, I'm sure, not only us on our sideline, but all of our fans were concerned.
What did you think of the new guys on the offensive line in Sanford team?
I thought they did a really good job, playing with a lot more passion, a lot more energy, enthusiasm. There's a lot more second effort on the field. Lucas, really stood out to us, with his level of intensity, being physical, really playing with effort and running down the field, getting blocks down the field. So I thought it was good for us. And then we got a lot of, we got Keola, out there in the game. So we got a lot more guys, some reps, and, got them some game experience.
What do you think of Klusman?
TC did a good job. First of all, there was no, issues with the ball, which is the first responsibility of the center. And then, he made some mistakes, but for it to be his first time out there, we thought he did pretty good. Now the intensity level will raise this week, with the level of opponent that we're playing against and the environment that we're playing in. So we just expect him to continue to grow and be ready to go this weekend.
With Lamar, is he a kid, he obviously had a lot of success against Sanford. Is he a kid, being a freshman, is he able to kind of rip off that rearview mirror and put that success behind him?
Well, that is a challenge when you're dealing with a really young kid like that, but we just, try to practice so hard, try to coach them so hard, all of them, that it's hard to, maintain that or ever get overconfident or anything because the practice sessions are so hard. So we'll bring him back down to life before we get going again.
The run numbers were better this week, a lot of that Lamar. But so what can you do to kind of get those running backs going between the tackles and that downhill running game, power game going?
It's important because that's how you win games. Ultimately, you're going to have the lead in the fourth quarter. You're going to have to hand the ball to your tailback, run the ball downhill to win games, So it's something that we're really emphasizing. It's an 11-man operation. The quarterback has to get us in the right play. The offensive linemen have to protect their gaps, step with the right, foot, and et cetera. The tight ends have to protect the edge, block the defensive ends. The running backs have to hit the right tracks. The receivers have to block down. So it is not just the offensive line and the running backs. It all starts with the quarterback getting us in the right play.
What have you kind of thought of Kelby's 2 seasons that he's been here, and how's he coming around now?
Kelby Johnson?
Yes.
Yeah, he did well this weekend. We've been waiting on him to emerge, because he was one of our top recruits when we got him. We're really excited about him. He's a really good run blocker, at tackle, at strong tackle for us. He's experienced. It'll be good to see him, out there this weekend against, competition at this level.
You all used Reggie in short yardage last week. What is it about him and short yardage, and what does Lamar have to do to get into those situations for you all?
Lamar, we don't really see it like that. What does Lamar have to do to get in those situations? It's just we have to use all the personnel we have. Reggie is one of our top athletes that we have on our team, one of the best football players that we have. So, it doesn't make any sense for Reggie to stand on the sideline and watch. We need to put him out there and let him play. And those are the situations that it came up where this is the, opportunity for him to go out there and help us. And he did a good job outside of the interception in the end zone, which he definitely wish he had back on 4th and 1. But he did a really good job with it.
Coach Petrino mentioned, one of the goals for this program is to eventually become the fastest team in the ACC. Is getting Reggie on the field in situations like that an effort to be closer to one of the faster teams?
Well, Reggie, is one of our fast guys that we have. He has foot speed. I think he, ran really low 4.40 for us. And we all know that Reggie can really run. He's a fast kid. So that, is a part of it, that we want to become, one of the fast teams in this conference.
Is looking at Reggie, is he kind of becoming a role player that you never know what he's going to do?
Yeah, he's one of those guys.
Run the ball, catch the ball. Or?
That's right. He's just pretty much a weapon, and he has a really good understanding of our offense, so he can play different positions and, get into different sets and, and still understand what's going on. So we don't have a package that someone can study and say, when he's in, this is what's going to happen. But that's not really how he is, because, he can execute all of the plays.
Coach said there was one play, and I think it's what you were maybe partially at least referring to too, that there was one play Luke Hayes made a cut block like very well, and caught up, sprinted down, was ready way downfield to make another block. Is that the kind of stuff you guys were looking to get more of in the first few weeks? Yeah,
well, that's what everybody's looking for. Second effort plays. Getting to the linebacker. If you're a backside blocker and we're running outside zone, getting to the backer, making a clean cut block, and then jumping off the ground, getting down the field, looking for work. I think that's what not just we're looking for. Everybody's looking for second effort from their offensive line and from all their players.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you.
So how did it feel to be back out there after your injury?
It felt great just to get it back out there with my teammates. It was a great feeling, just being out there and having a good time with my teammates.
Feeling any lingering effects or anything like that, or?
I feel good. I'm ready for just preparing for the next game. I'm just ready to go out there and give it my all.
How do you kind of describe what took place in the Auburn game when you got hurt?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I was running a route and I just felt the pain in my ankle and went down.
How much did it hurt?
A lot.
After the game, just kind of saw you got carted off and stuff like that. What were you thinking at that point? How severe did you think it was, and how worried were you?
Honestly, I knew when I came back here that whatever it was, that the trainers were gonna do whatever they had to do, to make sure that I got better. No matter how long it would have took or would have taken, they made sure that I was in treatment every day and did everything that's possible.
Did you ever go through your mind that you were gonna miss most of the year, or be a really severe? That may have been really severe.
I had that thought, but I just kept my faith in God and just kept pushing forward every day.
Were you? I don't know. Were you a little emotional when you got hurt there and you were getting carted off and stuff?
I was probably in more pain than anything.
Was it just really? It was like the worst pain you ever had, or?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
4 games into the season, you're the vet of this receiving core. Now you've had a chance to come back and play with them some more. What's your impression of them after being able to watch from the sideline and now play again with them?
They're improving every day. They come out and work hard. They give the coaches everything they have in practice, and it shows in the games. With the freshmen coming out and really making big plays and opening things up. And with me coming back, it's fun to see those guys that really do what they came here to do. And it's just exciting to watch.
You see Lamar growing as well?
Absolutely. He's a great talent. We have a quarterback. He can throw the ball. He can run the ball. He can pretty much do it all.
How explosive do you think the group is now that you're back in the fold?
I feel like we were explosive before I was back. So it just added another, as Coach would say, another chamber to the bullet.
What happened
to the chamber? Sorry.
What happened on your catch and run late in the against Sanford? It looked like the turf monster got you. What happened there?
I had made a wrong plant and tripped myself. So it was just a really crazy play.
Have your teammates given you any grief over not scoring?
Absolutely. They tell me every time I touch the ball I should score. So that with my teammates having that on me, it feels like every time I get the ball I need to score a touchdown.
With the game this Saturday against NC State, a road game, a conference game, how important is this one for you guys?
This is really big. With it being a conference game, we want to come out and win all of our conference games. That we have left, we want to come out and compete in our conference and win the ACC. Have you seen that mindset, kind of that focus this week at practice? Absolutely. We come out every day and work hard and prepare, and it's a grind. We come out and Traeger is not the coolest place to be, but going in there every day and working hard and grinding and doing everything possible is just fun.
How do you feel like the offense is kind of fitting together at this point?
We're starting to come together, more and more every day. You got to take it a day at a time. With offenses, a great offense has to take it a day at a time.
NC State's defense is playing really well through these first 4 games. I had a chance to watch on film what their secondary can do, and what's your thoughts there?
They're really good players. They come out and I'm pretty sure they're working as hard as we are right now. So we just got to prepare and go out and do everything possible to defeat them.
What are your coaches emphasizing so far in team meeting rooms and in practice for this week?
Effort. Effort's a lot. Effort's the key. Basically, our coaches tell us with as much effort as we give for each play, we should be successful.
James, what was your touchdown like for you?
That was fun. It was exciting. I was really excited. I was happy. Just scoring, and at home, it is a great feeling.
What was explain the dive in the end zone there?
Honestly, I don't know. I seen a guy, but I just dove.
Did you know? I mean, did you see pictures of yourself like totally sort of horizontal afterward and stuff?
Yeah, I've seen a couple pictures, but it's still, we got to come out every day and prepare for NC State.
You didn't seem like you were really hadn't lost any kind of step at all, or were struggling. I mean, did you feel at all like you were held up at all, or
I feel like there was no limitations. I was able to go out there and just perform and play as loose as I possibly could. I felt good, so it was a great feeling.
I saw a couple also noticed you were kind of grooving out in warm-ups before the game too.
Oh yeah, I like to dance. I like to have fun. I like to bring energy to the team. That's basically what my job is, to bring energy.
What's your pregame warm-up music when you got there by 10?
Anything that's on, I'll dance to anything. I love music.
What was that a part of the sign of that you were just pretty amped up to get back out there last week too?
It was a sign I was ready to play, but it was just me having fun.
What did you think of the first drop you had?
I didn't look it all the way into my tuck. Yeah, I didn't do words and blanks that time.
All right. Thanks a lot.